Hello my dudes, and welcome to my August bullet journal plan with me. I don't know what it is about August that seems to drag me back to my bullet journal, but I pulled it out again and pulled out all my stuff, and I'm very excited about where it's headed and my new plan for making my bullet journal work for me. I feel like I'm more equipped than ever to actually make it work for me this time around, so here's hoping. I also want to take a quick minute to talk about this video's sponsor, me. Not really a sponsored bit, but I am doing a fundraiser for Rainbow Youth at the moment. They're an organisation here in New Zealand that does a lot of work to provide resources about and support and advocacy for the LGBTQ plus youth here in Aotearoa, New Zealand. So I am doing a fundraiser for that I am calling House Pride, where you can get these stickers. There's like 36 different designs that are these house crests with pride flags underneath in the crest. I'm really happy with how they turned out. They're kind of a rehash of old designs. If you've been around that long, you might recognize these, but you can get them at procrastinatorco.com/product/housepride. The link will be in the description, but go and check them out. I also dropped a few Minecraft themed goodies that I'd been working on. I was going to save them, but they got a lot of love and people wanted them out, so I put them out. So yeah, go check out my shop, and direct link to my shop and also directly to the House Pride fundraiser listing will be linked down below. 50% of all sales of that are going to Rainbow Youth. So go and check that out. And there will be a link to Rainbow Youth down below if you want more information about them. Thank you guys for listening to that. Now let's get on with the bullet journaling. I didn't actually have my bullet journal with me, so I ended up picking out one that I just had on the shelf, so I'll let you guys know what I think of this one in a couple months after I've been using it for a bit. So far it's good. I think it'll be nice to have a full fresh start with my fresh start as well, so I think that's going to be really cool with my new plan and everything. So I picked out a lot of things that are in pink, like the photos, tape, and stickers that I'm using are all very pink themed, because I learned a tip recently that when you're bullet journaling, you should kind of limit to the colors that you're using. And that was more aimed at like when you color code things in your bullet journal, but I decided to apply that to my decorations as well, because I really like making these decorated bullet journal spreads. If you've seen my previous bullet journal content, if not, here's a playlist. I'm so sorry, all of the little plugs, but yeah, I do these like really decorated bullet journal spreads, and I really like making them. That's part of why I loved bullet journaling so much and why I kept forcing myself to do it, even though it wasn't working for me. If I'm honest, it really wasn't working for me at all. Yeah, but so I've applied that to this, and it seems to be working so far. We will see. I'm currently in the process of giving therapy a second chance as well, and getting diagnosed with ADHD. Finally, after how many years on this earth of struggling and yeah, just going through those processes and really kind of trying to make myself do those things has been really hard, and I'm so thankful to have the support of you guys, and particularly, you know, my Twitch stream. I stream every weekday, so that community there has been so influential in helping me seek out the help and the support that I need. Yeah, and then just awesome people in my life as well, so that's been really good. And going through these processes has really given me a lot of the tools I think I need and the resources and information that I think is going to be really helpful with going forward with bullet journaling, because I need some way of planning and organizing everything. I'm trying to run businesses over here, and I can't keep track of anything to save myself. It's actually a problem at this point. So I'm very excited for this. So on this, I decided to dedicate this first page to my new plan, and let me just read it here. So my new Bujo plan is to keep everything in one place. I really tended to try and split everything out into different notebooks and things. I wanted it to be organized, right? But then the moment I close it, this is the problem I have with bullet journaling, let alone having everything across different notebooks and files and apps and things, is once it's not right in front of my face anymore, I forget that it exists. So having it all in here, except maybe I'll put dates on calendars on my wall or in my phone, or both, just so that it is still in front of my face or in my pocket at all times. Something like that I think will be helpful. And I'm going to forgive and document lapses. So when I do kind of miss a few days or a week, I'm going to write that down, and I'm going to try and write what I did on those days from memory, and, you know, try and let myself, rather than being like, oh, you know, like it's clearly not working because I've dropped it, I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to be a lot more forceful about actually keeping going with those things, and hopefully. So in the mornings, I want to add tasks to the whiteboard in my studio from my bullet journal. That's going to keep me those things in front of my face when my Bujo isn't in front of my face. And I'm going to add like some sort of marker next to the most important tasks on my whiteboard and in my journal, so that I can kind of prioritize things a bit better and know what really needs to be done. Then in the evenings, I want to check off tasks before I go to sleep, and you know, things that I've done that day. I want to add all the tasks that are extra that I did that day, any positive notes, the highlight of my day, which is something I've been doing every single day. My partner and I, we ask each other, what was the highlight of our day? And that is something that has been so good for me. Highly recommend giving that a go. And then I'm going to set up the next day and add any tasks that I know I have for the next day. So that's sort of like the really simple plan, and I'm really hoping that that's going to be really good and helpful for me, hopefully. When I was researching bullet journaling methods for ADHD, I was really confused and surprised to learn that Ryder Carroll, the guy who invented the bullet journal, supposedly did it to help manage their ADHD. And yeah, I don't know about that. That really confused me, but we will see. But I couldn't really find a lot of helpful information on bullet journaling with ADHD and how to like cater it to your needs and everything. And so I guess we're just kind of making it up as we go along, really trying to kind of just trying to make it work for me. So I put a little overview calendar. It's pretty empty except for Palmerston North Armageddon, which I'm going to be at in August. Info here and linked in the description. Then I put the quote by Seth Godin, which has been really impactful for me at the moment, which is, why would you be so disrespectful of your art to deny that it is for someone? And that just blew my mind. It's something I've heard before, but when I rediscovered it in my Commonplace notebook, it really just big wow moment. And then I have a few sort of key goals on the next page as well. I want to make sure I update my shop. I want to upload to YouTube weekly. I want to get back into that again. And I want to make better financial choices, because I've taken on additional expenses. I think I mentioned before that I'm in a studio. I moved into a studio space for my work, which is an additional expense, so I want to make sure I'm being extra careful with my money so that I can just kind of, you know, have it. Then I just did a little journaling about, my bullet journal, how I've coldly abandoned you, and just kind of my thoughts about coming back into bullet journaling and, you know, how I hope it's going to work for me. I haven't set up any weekly spreads yet. I'm going to kind of do that as I go, as I used to, kind of 1 week at a time. And because I did film this in mid-July, yeah, so I've been kind of just really looking forward to it, I guess. Yeah, so this is giving my bullet journal yet another chance and hoping that I can really make it work for me this time around, now that I have more tools and resources available to me to actually help understand me and my mind a little better and kind of actually make it cater to me rather than rather than just trying to use it in a way that wasn't actually productive for me at all. But I didn't know it at the time. But yeah, I really like how this spread came out. I'm really, really excited about this spread and to be giving my bullet journal another chance and to share that journey with you guys. It's been a lot, and I know I just kind of brushed over it in this video. I imagine I'll talk about it more in my next studio vlog. I'm sorry, I just kind of rushed over it. There was a lot. I feel like that was kind of intense, but I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I love you guys so dang much, and I hope you like this spread, and I will see you all in the next one.